I mean, it was intriguing. I had enough information to kind of hook me to some degree, but after seeing how it actually plays out, I really didn't perceive the power and the value of what it could do. It was tough to really gauge that until you actually participate in the workshop itself.
What did you take with you?
Well, it's been 2 months, I think, since we actually did it, and that day, if you asked me that question, I'd have cried, and I'd have told you that there were some interactions that happened during the process that helped me clarify some of the things that were my barriers to my own success, and some of the things that helped that I didn't even recognize as holding me back, and helped put a language to it, and helped me kind of really see it more clearly than I'd seen it. And I'm married to a psychologist, so it's not like I'm not thinking about this crap. I think about it all the time. I'm a deep philosophical thinker of a guy, and for a program to pull off the covers and say, no, it's this, and it didn't do it per se, but the process allowed for that to happen in interactions with some of the peers in the group. That was so powerful here. You create an opportunity that goes outside of what, just basic needs, because everybody deserves to explore. Everybody deserves to think deeper, and to recreate, and to create, and to do art, and to tell their story. And I think if we take the focus off of lack and put it on the value of people's story and of their language, which I think is the basis for what you're doing here, then it empowers folks out of their trauma, out of their difficulty, out of their challenge, and helps them kind of realize their own illumination, their own capacity for doing better. And again, those basic tools that you guys provide, and the framework, I'll call it, of everything else that you did, the conversations and the divulging, and I don't remember all the details, but the storytelling within that, the verbalizations within that in smaller groups, and then sharing that and having to reflect back what other people said and all that, those tools allowed for kind of an eroding of what you might have coming in of kind of a guardedness or misgivings about letting go and getting into it. So that's what I've experienced. That activity of putting the focus on, like you do so well, just automatically just telling a quick snippet of your story, and then peeling away at it in different ways and using the different strategies and techniques of the program to do it really, really, really helped, where the solution starts to look different than your first perception of it. So that story that you tell when you first tell it, and even when you're thinking about what your place is and where you came from and where you're going and why am I tethered to this rock and what am I doing, all that stuff, I think sidebar stories can be a vehicle for folks looking at that kind of thing, and it helps take that little snapshot story that you tell and kind of get deeper into it. And then the power of sharing that little story, like you do pretty openly. I mean, this is what you're doing, so you gotta, you're selling it in the sense of by living it. So your willingness to look at it and helping others to look at theirs, I think is the true value of this particular project. Is why it was so powerful for me that day. I didn't know what I was coming in with. I knew what was tops in my head. I knew what was going to spill out of me. Was never been able to predict meeting a guy like Juan, who I've become friends with since, and who I'm aligned with, and since we come from such different backgrounds, but are aligned in such similar ways in our stories, and such a dynamic connection that we made from that day, that I believe we're going to do business together in the future. That's powerful stuff. Where do you get that? I did not have any clue that was going to happen to me that day. And to me, that grassroots mentality still, in this day and age where everything is super technology and everything is automated and everything is computerized, that grassroots enthusiastic, energy kind of tsunami that you can kind of create really makes a difference. And this is a program that I think can generate that. I'm a fan. Like you guys, that's the thing. I'm a convert now. Like I believe in sidebar stories. So there's a piece of it where what you're doing here is important because you want to gather the folks that were touched by it to then celebrate it publicly